my name's Phil and welcome to another episode of Vermont's 100 Covered Bridges. Today I'm at the Gorham Bridge, which is in Pittsford. So as you can see, or hopefully you can see from the sign, the Gorham Bridge was built in 1842, and again by Nichols Power, who built the twin bridges in last week's episode on the East Pittsford Road. Another sign just confirming the year the bridge was built. In 1927, a huge storm came along and the bridge was actually ripped off its abutments and, like so many, sent sailing down the water. It was patched and fixed up by John Burton of Rutland. The bridge was taken apart in the middle, lengthwise, after which each side was hauled to the banks and reassembled. Major repairs were carried out in 1956 and again in 1979, but the bridge pretty much remained the same. Repairs in 1979 actually saw the bridge removed from the creek and repaired right next to it because a lot of the work needed to be done underneath the bridge. Extensive work in 2004 meant that when the 2009 Guide to World Covered Bridges came out, the bridge was now listed as a new structure. The actual bridge is quite wide, a lot wider than most, and that includes the buffer there to protect the edges, but yeah. Somebody has posted the Wikipedia entry for the bridge, which is quite good, and next to it we have the greetings from the Vermont Covered Bridge Society. Before we take a look and go into the watercourse, you can see that it's low, and this has been a common feature on all of the bridges that we're going to see on this river, and because it's low, obviously it's prone to flooding, which has caused severe damage over the years. Let's go and take a look at what's below the bridge with this nice little staircase. Taking me all the way down to the bottom. So I'm under the Gorham Bridge, which is on Otter Creek. Now, Otter Creek is the longest river wholly in Vermont. Now, what do I mean by that? It's similar to the Cornish-Windsor Bridge and the Dummerston Bridge. The Dummerston Bridge is the longest covered bridge wholly in Vermont because each end is in Vermont, whereas the Cornish-Windsor, only one end is in Windsor. Whereas the Connecticut River runs 238 miles along the length of the border of Vermont and New Hampshire. The Connecticut River also goes into Massachusetts and Connecticut, whereas at 112 miles long, the beginning of the Otter River, which rises at Mount Tabor in Bennington, goes all the way through to Lake Champlain at Fort Cassin Point, the whole 112 miles are within the state of Vermont. Clearly the stone abutment behind me, which is just capped at the top, the stonework is a lot bigger than it is across the way, and I'll try and get over that side. I'm not sure if I can get down, but you know me, I'll try my best. As I say, when the river rises, I mean, certainly you can see here and where my feet are that it's been wet not so long ago, and we've had a dry period here. They've obviously prepared the abutments on both sides with rocks to protect them. But yeah, let's see if I can get a picture from up and downstream. You can tell how dry it's been with this dry little tributary, completely bone dry. So this is downstream, and it's a lot shallower. It's also quite muddy, and behind me you can see the rope swing. So obviously a popular place for people to come and have a bit of a swim. Not today, not for me anyway. Somewhat in, I just can't. Oh shit. This foot is stuck. My leg's coming out of it. My foot's coming out, but they're both stuck. Where's the skeleton when I need it? I'll have to turn this off and put the camera down and get myself out. Well, that was hard work. It was almost as bad as getting stuck in the snow that time at the Williamsville bridge, because to get one out you had to put pressure down on the other one, which made that sink. Then you got it out, and then you'd have to put it back in to get the back one out. Lesson learned. I'm just going to go over to the other bank, but I'm not putting my feet in there. Let's go over to the other side. And here's another bone dry little tributary. And careful, I'm not sure where the edge is. I'm going to go. There's the bridge. If I can just find a way down. Again, here's the bridge, and here's the near vertical drop. If I hang on to this branch, I can use that tree as a buffer to stop me going in there, and then hopefully I can use it to climb back up. I don't know whether I should film this, but I'm going to, because let's get rid of that one. I'm hoping this branch will hold me. So I'm just going to slide down. There we go, and use the tree as a buffer. I'll worry about getting up later. So get down to that one. And here we have upstream view of, I can't remember the name of the bridge, the Gorham Bridge. Yeah, the Gorham Bridge. I made it back up and this branch held me the whole way. Ooh, that was fun. I need a drink of water. I need a drink of beer. But I've got 4 other bridges to go to, so beer's on hold. So thanks for watching another episode. Great little bridge. It's the first of 3 or 4 that's on the Otter Creek. Today the bridge is actually closed to traffic. They're not repairing the bridge, they're repairing the road to the side of it. And only traffic, local traffic, and the mailman is allowed through. I had a quick chat with the young man on the stop sign, and he's agreed to let me drive halfway through and reverse back, just for the benefit of my usual ending to each bridge. So thanks very much to him. Thanks very much to Vermont's Covered Bridge Society for tremendous support. Please come on, sign up. It's $16 and it's $16 well spent. So join me again. It's about 1.5 miles, I think, to the next bridge down that way. I'll see you next week in another episode.